This conference will now be recorded.
The board has completed its executive session and is back in public session. It is now 1:19 p.m. Okay. Moving on to action items. Go ahead and start with case 3676.
Case 3676, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for 3 violations of OAR 334-040-0010 sub 12 and a civil penalty in the amount of $3,000.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3751.
Case 3751, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for 1 violation of ORS 687.021 sub 1A and a civil penalty in the amount of $1,000.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3750.
Case 3750, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for 1 violation of ORS 687.021 sub 1A for a civil penalty in the amount of $1,000.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3068.
Case 3068, I motion the violations of 1 violation OR 5687, violation of OR 56887, 3 violations.
What's
of
ORS?
Yeah, you need to say this part too, okay, at the beginning. Okay. 1 violation of OR 5687.
ORS 687.021.
Someone else do this, please.
Riley, didn't you take this one actually? I may have.
I think you did.
I apologize. I think I had that marked wrong. But in the case number 3068, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for 1 violation of ORS 687.021 sub 1A, 1 violation of ORS 687.021 sub 1B, 3 violations of ORS 687.021 sub 1C, 1 violation of ORS 687.021 sub 1D, and a civil penalty of $6,000.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3709.
Case 3709, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for 1 violation of OAR 334-010-00017 sub 2 for a total civil penalty of $1,000.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case 3722.
Case 3722, I move to issue a NOPA, Notice of Proposed Action, for 1 violation of ORS 387.021.
687, typo.
Thank you. Sub 1A, and a civil penalty of $1,000.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3724.
Case 3724. I
Issue a letter of concern.
sorry. I move to issue a letter of concern.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3748.
Case number 3748. 6748, I move to issue a local, I issue to send a notice for one violation of OAR 334-040-0010 sub 1 in the amount of $1,000 and to direct staff to work that we discussed earlier.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3668.
Case 3668, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for one violation of ORS 387.0. I move to issue a notice of proposed action for one violation of ORS 687.021 sub 1A and a total civil penalty in the amount of $1,000.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3732.
Case
Case
373.
732, I move to dismiss.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3756.
Case 3756, I move to approve the application
I second.
for licensure.
I second.
Oh, Carol, I think we lost. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3680.
Case 3680, I move to dismiss.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3712.
Case 3712, I move to issue a proposed action for one violation of 334-040-0010 sub 25A, A25. Oh, let me back up on that one. I move to revoke license.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3735.
Case 3735, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for one violation of OAR 334-040-0010 sub 12 for a total civil penalty of $1,000 and refer to law enforcement.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3718.
Case 3718, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for one violation of ORS 687.021 sub 1 for a civil penalty of $1,000 and refer to law enforcement.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3766.
Case 3766, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for one violation of ORS 687.021 sub 1B, two violations of ORS 687.021 sub 1C, one violation of OAR 334-040-0010 sub 12 for a total civil penalty of $4,000 and refer to law enforcement.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3745.
Case 3745, I move to issue a notice of proposed action for 5 violations of ORS 687.021 sub 1A, 5 violations of ORS 687.021 sub 1C, total civil penalty in the amount of $10,000.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3761.
On 3761, I propose the motion following violations.
You just say issue a notice.
Issue a notice. There you go. Of ORS 687-021, sub A and 1. One violation of ORS 687-021, 1 sub B. 5 violations ORS 687-021, 1 sub C. Civil penalty, $7,000. Refer to law.
I second.
All in
I
favor?
second.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3702.
Case 3702, I move to dismiss notice of proposed action for case 3702.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3747.
Case 3747, I move to issue a letter of concern.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3739.
Case 3739, I move to close case.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Case 3772.
3772, I propose to set a motion to suspension of licensure. RORS 25750, NOS 25783.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Excuse me. Okay, we are going to move into public comments. Katie, I can't see if we have anybody in the public here.
Yes, we have 2 people.
Okay, I'm going to open up the floor to public comments. If you would like to make a comment, please state your name and license number for the record, and please keep your comments to 2 minutes or less. At this time, I'll go ahead and open that up. Let's call public comments. Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and move on. Work item review.
I have something.
Go ahead, Bob.
The board asked me to get some clarification about cryotherapy with the person who had the correspondence. I think that's the only work item review that I can think of.
I think so too. Anybody have anything else? Okay. Announcements. No one?
When's our next meeting? Next meeting
May
is
13th.
May 13th, 2024,
Thank you.
9 AM.
Same
Same
location,
place.
same bat channel?
Yes. Same place, same time.
May 13th. Okay, we're gonna move into our board member required training.
And it is cute and
Chair, can I be excused?
You may.
Can I be excused since I'm a short timer?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. You guys have a good week.
I've already done.
Mr. Chair, may I be excused from this?
How many people do we need to keep?
Oh, fair. If I have to stay, I will.
Okay, well, how do we find out what we have and have not?
So you have not completed this. It's required by the, well, do you work for the state of Oregon? And you have not completed it.
Is it a workday training?
Yes.
I know this much.
Yeah, I don't know what I've completed. I've completed about 10.
Which one is
trainings.
it, you have?
It started again on
Information security.
January 1st, so it always starts in December.
Yeah, it
Oh,
starts every year.
it never, January 1st or July 1st?
January.
Forget that. Happy to be here.
It's quick, 30 minutes tops.
Actually, it is the shortest one.
Is it the current server or the
Fishing.
IT
fishing
security.
thing? Yeah.
We're going
I like to
fishing
get fished.
today. Alright, let's do it.
See you guys in May.
Yes, Ian.
Yeah.
Oh. Maria, will you just swing?
Yes.
Around.
Just give a little history.
Imagine this,
Sorry.
you receive an email from your
Okay, go on, go on.
So we used to ask board members to do this on their own, and they didn't. So at the end of the year, we get an answer from the governor's office saying, how come your board members aren't doing what they're supposed to do? So now we do them at the board meeting. And it gets it out of the way for you.
Yes, I did mention that I trust all the board members.
So we're gonna go through this whole thing and then we'll all take the test together.
Yes.
So,
We'll all pass, we were blind colors.
yes, we'll all do this together as a
think
team.
that this
I need
email
your
looks
help,
a
please.
little suspicious, so you decide to report it. Now, you weren't the only one who received this suspicious email, and you also weren't the only one to report it either. This decisive action taken by you and your coworkers allowed your IT team to remove that malicious email from inboxes around the organization, keeping it from spreading and resulting in a costly cyber attack. This proactive response happens when members understand that they share responsibility for security and that they've been appropriately trained to spot, report, and discuss potential threats. In other words, you have to know the right thing to do and care enough to do it. What is security culture? We define security culture as the ideas, the customs, and social behaviors that influence an organization's security. This is really just another way of saying that an organization is intentionally creating a space where cybersecurity is valued and emphasized. For example, in that previous scenario, you knew how to report a possible phishing attack, and you cared enough to take action, not just delete it or ignore it. How can you contribute to a positive security culture? Well, it is actually pretty easy. You start with the security awareness training provided by your organization, and don't just complete it, take it seriously. As you become more comfortable with cybersecurity best practices, you'll be able to spot attempted cyber attacks and know how to respond. You'll even be able to help others do the same. These are both vital aspects of becoming part of a successful security culture. So, why should you care? An organization's people are a critical layer of defense. Cyber criminals launch attacks against organizations' employees because that's often their most reliable way to get in. And while your organization has multiple layers of technology to help fight cybercrime, there will always be some crafty attackers who find ways to bypass those defenses. And that's where you come in. You and everyone else around you form a vital defensive layer in your organization's security program. And a strong security culture helps ensure that everyone knows their role in protecting the organization from security threats. Security culture and the concepts within it apply everywhere. The tips, tricks, and processes you use within your organization can easily be used at home too. Your emails, credit card numbers, and family photos can all be stolen, but the risk of those things happening, and even the impact if they do happen, decreases as you incorporate stronger security practices. You can also teach your family to do the same, building your own home security culture. And the best part is that as you learn and grow, these things will become second nature. You'll find yourself doing them without even having to think about them. Ultimately, building a strong security culture at home and within your organization is your best approach to defending against a cyber attack. You are a valuable part of your organization's mission, and you're also an important part in making sure that it stays secure. Take security training seriously. Live what you learn and help others to do the same.
Learning about cyber criminals and their tactics can make the cybersecurity world feel overwhelming and scary, but it shouldn't be. With the proper knowledge and skills, you can stop cyber criminals from succeeding. They say it only takes one person falling for a phishing attack to compromise their entire organization, but it also only takes one person reporting a phishing attack to save their organization. If you see something, say something. Click next to see what steps you can take to help save your organization from cybercrime.
We can see that.
So it's,
Do we just need to read it?
Yep.
I can read it.
Okay.
A school district employee identified and reported a suspicious email to IT. Their action stopped 12 other employees from downloading malicious software, also known as malware.
Number 2.
A water supply employee noticed that their computer was acting strangely and reported it to their manager. IT identified that a cyber criminal was controlling the computer remotely. The employee's quick response prevented the contamination of the town's water supply. A law firm just finished a case settlement for $1 million. The same day, an employee at the firm received an urgent $1 million transfer request for a settlement. The employee was suspicious of the request, so they called the law firm to verify and confirm it was in fact fraudulent.
Nobody should ever be able to access your clients, colleagues, or organization's data without permission. Still, cyber criminals will use many tools to gain access to sensitive information or get you to take a potentially dangerous action without thinking first. This is called social engineering. Cybercrime can impact all of us, often when we least expect it. Let's start with the criminal hacker's favorite and most successful social engineering method, phishing. They do this using emails disguised as contacts or organizations you trust so that you react without thinking first, luring you in so you click on a link or download a malicious attachment. What questions can you ask yourself to help identify a potential phishing email? Does the email come from an unknown sender, or is the email address misspelled? Does the email contain grammatical errors and misspelled words that are unusual from the sender? Does the message create a sense of urgency, such as stating that immediate action is required? Does the email include unexpected attachments or suspicious links? Next time an email appears in your inbox and these red flags are present, report it following your organization's policy. You could be stopping cyber criminals from accessing your computer and your organization's network.
I feel like way too happy about that.
Did it. Social media enables people to communicate, share, and find information. The less you share publicly, the better. Cybercriminals use social media to gather information so they can better target you or your organization. For example, if you post your pet's name or reveal your mother's maiden name, you've provided cybercriminals with answers to 2 common security questions. You can take these simple steps to connect with confidence and safely navigate the social media world. Limit the information you post on social media, such as specific details about yourself, your organization, or your family. Never click on too good to be true offers or sensationalized news articles. Use strict privacy and security settings. Report suspicious activity within the platform. Passwords are words, phrases, or collections of characters that must be correctly entered to authenticate access to a specific source or system. Unfortunately, due to poor safekeeping of passwords, 80% of hacking incidents are caused by stolen and reused login information. Passwords are hard to create and remember, but they are a major security risk. So here are some tips to help you adopt better password habits. Create a memorable, unique password that is at least 16 to 20 characters in length. For example, let's start with sunny beach and blue sky. You can add special characters, numbers, and uppercase letters to get #1, sunny with a capital S, beach, and blue sky. You can even add spaces between each word to make it even more complex. Never reuse a password. Use an organization-approved password manager, which is a tool that provides a secure way to generate, store, and manage passwords in a single place.
Think they want to read it out?
Meet David. Like many, David struggles with creating passwords and often chooses family names, hobbies, and simple patterns. Here's a list of David's passwords David uses. Do you think these are strong passwords? Chicago Bears 1980. Chicago Bears. David 12, Kate 5. No, not strong. These are all examples of weak passwords that use information easily found online. A strong, easy to remember password David can create would be in a more randomized order and include symbols and uppercase letters. For example, leather-high5s-victory.
Malicious software, otherwise known as malware, is an umbrella term for any software designed by cybercriminals to harm or exploit a device or network. There are some common behaviors that may indicate a malware infection. These include slow computer performance, frequent pop-up ads, your web browser taking you to sites you did not intend to visit, problems shutting down or starting up your computer. Your organization keeps your workstation and software updated to stay safe, and there are also ways that you can protect yourself from malware. Never click on a link in a pop-up. Only visit sites you know are legitimate. Beware of emails requesting personal information. Go directly to the website and log in there. You receive a link to a website in an email, but how can you know it is secure? It all starts with understanding the individual parts of a Uniform Resource Locator, URL, commonly called a link. Let me show you by using an actual KnowBe4 website as an example. https://blog.knowbe4.com/. HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. It tells your web browser to conceal any information you enter on the page, like your password or credit card information, so cybercriminals can't access it. Blog. Is the subdomain in this example. If your website is like a house, your subdomains are like specific rooms in that house. KnowBe4.com is the domain and the organization's virtual address. It is essential that the domain is spelled correctly without any special characters. Otherwise, it will take you to a completely different and potentially malicious website. Referencing the same link, notice how the domain and subdomain are separated by a period. Criminal hackers will often use slight variations of trusted sites, such as replacing the period with a hyphen, to trick you into thinking you are safe to visit them. To avoid clicking on a malicious link, there are a few things to note. Review the link carefully. Criminal hackers may disguise, misspell, or add extra characters to the link to look like a trusted website. When in doubt, don't click on the link. Search for the website's actual domain using a search engine like Google or Bing. If anything looks suspicious, check with your IT and/or security team to confirm that it is safe. It is convenient that local coffee shops, airports, and hotels offer free Wi-Fi, but they are often not secure and pose security risks to the information available on our laptops and mobile devices. Cybercriminals will create seemingly legitimate Wi-Fi networks to fool you into thinking you're connecting to the right place. Always ask the service provider for the exact spelling of their Wi-Fi name. If you find yourself needing to connect to public Wi-Fi, make sure you don't access financial information or confidential work information. Use an organization-approved virtual private network, VPN, to ensure you create a safe internet connection that shields your online activity from cybercriminals. Update your device's settings so it doesn't automatically connect you to nearby Wi-Fi.
You receive a message on your social media accounts that says, "Did you see this picture of yourself?" and includes a link. Is it safe to click? We have 4 options. Only if the link is from your boss or a colleague because you don't want to ignore them. Only if the link begins with https:// and looks familiar. Only if the link is known and you've confirmed it's a legitimate message. Only if the link was included in an email from a friend because you're worried about what they posted.
I think that was really a legitimate message.
Yeah.
As a general rule of thumb, don't click links you weren't expecting. Over 60% of people were fooled by that message. Only take action if you have confirmed the source.
QR codes continue to become more common in our daily lives as tools to help us access websites quickly and complete contact-free transactions from the comfort of our mobile devices. QR codes are a type of barcode made up of small black and white squares arranged into a larger square. They can store long strings of data and be quickly scanned and read by the camera on your mobile device, granting you access to a website in a matter of seconds. QR stands for Quick Response, and it's no surprise that the convenience they offer has led to a rapid rise in their popularity. However, you must always stay alert since it's impossible to know where one will take you before scanning it. You've probably seen them in restaurants as a way to view the menu on your device instead of using a physical copy that hundreds of other guests have handled. You may even notice businesses using them in advertisements to encourage customers to visit the store's website without the trouble of typing in a long web address. Unfortunately, cybercriminals are also taking advantage of the convenience QR codes offer by trying to get you to let your guard down so that you can scan one and click on the link without thinking first. For example, a cybercriminal might replace a legitimate QR code on a parking meter downtown with a malicious one in an attempt to steal your credit card details through a fake website they set up. Or they could replace the QR code on a restaurant table with one that downloads a malicious app onto your device when you click on the link instead of opening up the restaurant's menu. They might try to pique your curiosity by placing QR codes around your local park, luring you to sign up for a raffle giveaway as a way to trick you into giving them your personal information. They could even pose as business owners and use social media to post a virtual business card with a malicious QR code. However, you don't have to lose out on the convenience of QR codes and stop scanning them altogether to avoid falling for a cybercriminal's tricks. Follow these tips to enjoy safe scanning. Use your device's built-in QR code scanner. Most mobile devices can scan QR codes using the camera app. If your device does not have a built-in QR code scanner, only download a trusted third-party scanning app from your device's official app store. Check for physical tampering before you scan. Cyber criminals can easily generate and print QR codes as stickers and then place them over the original code. If you have any doubts, ask an employee about the legitimacy of any QR codes you find at the establishment. Never scan QR codes from unknown sources that you encounter in person or online. Cyber criminals will try to pique your curiosity and get you to scan without thinking by placing random QR codes in different locations, posting them on social media, or even sending them through email. Always preview the link displayed on your device's scanning app to check for misspellings or additional characters in the web address before you click. When in doubt, don't click. And finally, avoid entering sensitive information into a site you were directed to by a QR code unless you are absolutely sure you are on the business's legitimate intended website. By staying alert and thinking before you scan, you can avoid falling victim to a cyber criminal's attacks and continue enjoying the convenience of using QR codes with confidence.
Sometimes, the most surprising attacks come from within an organization due to a lack of awareness or some untrustworthy employees. How does this happen? One way is very simple. The social engineer finds a way to follow an authorized person into a restricted area. This is known as tailgating. Once they are in, they can access unlocked workstations and infiltrate your organization's network. Another way is more difficult to detect because they work within the organization. This is called an insider threat, which could be a disgruntled employee, contractor, or vendor that misuses access to the organization's networks, systems, and data to get revenge or negatively impact the organization. Insider threats are hard to detect, but be on the lookout for unusual behavior, such as copying or researching information unrelated to their job, initiating unauthorized file transfers, or creating unauthorized accounts in the organization systems. The trust of customers and employees is a top priority. You have an obligation to report unusual activity to save your organization from fraud or unauthorized disclosure of information. Learn your organization's policy on reporting suspicious activity anonymously.
While there are highly complicated aspects to securing networks and protecting data, there are many other components to strong security that don't involve technical savvy. Here are some simple, non-technical physical security tips to keep you safe and secure at home and at work. Tip number 1, keep a clean desk. Sensitive information must be protected from anyone who may walk by. A clean desk reduces the risk of a data breach. Tip number 2, keep your mobile device secure. Not only should you password protect your device, you should also keep it in an inconspicuous place so it cannot be easily lost or stolen. Tip number 3, don't be overheard. When you need to discuss potentially sensitive information in public, keep your voice down or find a more private space to talk. Tip number 4, at work, be aware of who is coming in and going out of your building. If you notice someone that seems out of place, report them immediately. Tip number 5, be wary of shoulder surfers. When working on sensitive documents, make sure no one is able to look over your shoulder and see your computer screen. Tip number 6, watch that door. If a secure area requires a badge or code for entry, do not hold the door for anyone. This is piggybacking. Also make sure no one slips in behind you. This is tailgating. If you see a door propped open, report it immediately. Tip number 7, never plug an unknown USB flash drive into your machine. It can easily be infected with malware. Tip number 8, properly dispose of sensitive hard copy documents that are no longer needed. Dumpster diving is a very real threat to data security. Tip number 9, keep an eye on your equipment when traveling. Don't leave devices in parked cars, hotel rooms, or other uncontrolled locations. And tip number 10, know whom to contact if you suspect any potential security incident. If in doubt, ask. You play a key role in the security and safety of our organization. Physical and non-technical security are just as important as cybersecurity. Remember, you are a human firewall.
Potentially malicious emails may arrive in your inbox every day. If not handled quickly and properly, these emails could lead to consequences that are potentially very damaging for your organization. But don't worry. You can be a hero by taking the correct action and giving your IT department the ammunition they need to defend your organization.
This is what we have. We have a
against
phishing
malicious
alert
email attacks.
on your email.
It's easy.
So if you think
Thanks to the
something might be a
phishing
phishing
alert
attack, you can hit that phishing alert button.
Let's take a look. As you know, a never-ending stream of email piles up in our inbox each day. And the problem is, any one of them could be potentially malicious. Your IT department has the busy job of analyzing these possible threats and taking action when needed. They want to be alerted about anything that comes into your email inbox that appears to be suspicious. But the question is, how can you tell? First, let's take a quick look at how to recognize emails that are simply annoying versus the ones that might truly cause harm. We'll start with spam. Spam is unsolicited, unwanted email that is typically sent for marketing purposes. It is often trying to sell you something, like unwanted goods or services. Is it annoying? Yes. But while spam is often misleading, it is rarely malicious. But then there's phishing. In short, phishing has criminal intent. Instead of trying to sell you something, phishing emails are trying to get you to do something that's against your best interests, or those of your organization. Phishing emails appear to be from a reputable source. In fact, they can even look like they are coming from someone within your own organization. But most of these malicious emails are asking you to take specific action that can cause damage to your organization. And finally, the most targeted type of malicious emails are spear phishing emails. Spear phishing is a focused email attack on a specific person or organization. Like regular phishing, these emails are designed to make you do something against your own best interests. But these attacks occur after detailed research has been done on the target, giving the emails a specific, personalized component that makes them seem especially real. Like phishing, spear phishing can lead to very damaging consequences for your organization. But don't worry, I'm going to tell you how you can be the hero. Ta-da! This is the Fish Alert button, or PAB for short. This button is all you need to report suspected phishing and spear phishing emails to your IT department. Yep, it's that easy. By using the PAB, you'll provide your IT department with the intel it requires to deal with malicious emails, and strengthen your organization's defenses at the same time. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do I know what to report? Here's where understanding the difference between annoying emails, or spam, and malicious emails, or phishing, gets really important. Imagine how many emails are flooding the inboxes of your entire organization on a daily basis. Your role, and that of your colleagues too, is to help your IT department focus its efforts on the ones that could lead to a potentially damaging outcome. That's why you should only report suspected phishing or spear phishing emails, not spam. Reporting spam to IT will waste their time and resources. As you prepare to start using the invaluable PAB I've shown you today, always pause and ask yourself, is this email trying to get me to take any action? Like clicking on a link, opening an attachment, or revealing sensitive information about myself or my organization? If the answer is yes, report it with the PAB. If not, simply delete it. Just be sure that you never click on a link or open an attachment in any unexpected or unsolicited email. Now, I know that it's not always easy to make the determination as to whether a particular email is spam or phishing. So if you are uncertain, follow your organization's security policy or ask your IT team for advice. Okay, now that you're familiar with the PAB, let's take a closer look at how to use it. Here's an example of a phishing email. It's asking the recipient to take action. Sounds suspicious, right? Yep, you'll want to report this one. Here's how. When you receive a suspicious email, don't open any attachments or click on any links. Instead, from right within your email program, you'll click on the tab. This will automatically forward the email to the pros over in IT, and at the same time, remove it from your own inbox. In Outlook, locate the envelope icon with the orange fishhook and simply click it to report a suspicious email as phishing. Once you click to report, the pop-up you see will prompt you to confirm your action. Once confirmed, the suspicious email will be immediately forwarded to your IT team. And there you have it. Now you know how easy it is to report potential threats to your IT department using the PAB. Start using it today. Because remember, as an employee, you serve as a human firewall for your organization. In fact, you are the last line of defense for helping your IT department identify potential criminal activity that could damage your organization. So be a hero. Stop, look, think, and report suspicious email using the Fish Alert button.
Technology alone cannot stop security incidents. You are part of building a strong security culture within your organization. Use what you learned here today to fight cybercrime and protect yourself online.
Okay.
We got a quiz, people. You gotta pass this with 80%.
80%, nothing more.
You receive a questionable email. What are some questions you should ask yourself? Select all that apply. Am I expecting this message? Are there a lot of misspellings or unusual words or phrases? Do the from and reply to fields match? Does the title of the email imply some urgency?
All those.
All of them.
Yes.
Correct.
Woo. Nervous. Need 7 more right.
Okay, review this below. Identify if it's a phishing email or legitimate. Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry. What do you want?
There's an exclamation point.
I want you to update your password.
So, yes, this is phishing.
Yeah, see, that's got a
Exclamation
dot,
point.
or instead of dot, it's got a.
Update password now.
Yeah. That's phishing because they want you to do something, right?
When you said to update your password, it wouldn't even be here.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. I'm on my way to be a hero. You notice one of your coworkers is inquiring about information unrelated to their job. In addition, you have also noticed they are on the phone more often than usual. What is the most appropriate action you should take regarding this observation? Reach out to them, find out what's really going on, if you can help with anything. Listen closely to their phone calls to get definitive proof. Ignore it. Whatever's going on does not impact your work. Follow your organization's policy.
I think the last one.
For reporting suspicious behavior.
Yeah, let's go with the last
Yeah.
I like listening on their phone.
And then you go to
That's the
HR.
investigator in you.
That's our next training.
Yeah.
That's the investigator in you.
Alma needs to create a new password for one of her organization's systems. What are some best practices to create a new password? Select all that apply. Use an unfamiliar password, but change a character or two to make it unique. Use a familiar password, but change a character or two. Use numbers and special characters. Create a unique, complex password with at least 16 characters. Never reuse the same password.
All of them? I know.
The first one's a little.
The first one's a little iffy.
Probably C.
16 characters, unique.
Yeah, 16
Yeah,
to
it's just
20.
that first one.
First one says.
Use a familiar password, but change a character or two to make it.
They don't like it when you do that.
Yeah. They did say don't use
They
familiar
did say the
passwords.
16.
Yeah, so let's go.
Let's go with everyone with that one.
Right.
We're all on the hook for that one. Which of the following are good practices when making passwords? Select all that apply. Write down all your account passwords in a notebook.
Oh, perfect.
Use a random phrase with numbers and special characters.
Yes.
ask a trusted friend to keep a copy of your password?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Never reuse the same password.
I think it's-
Yes, never use.
And select all of apply.
Yes.
Do the best to give it to your best friend.
Okay, your turn, Bob.
You receive an unexpected and somewhat suspicious email from a colleague in another department urgently requesting some documents. How should you proceed? Reply to the email to let them know you got their message, you need them to verify the request. Send the files right away. They wouldn't say it if it wasn't urgent. Ignore the request until you finish up something you're working on, or call them on a phone number, the organization's director to verify.
Last one.
Verify.
But always finish up what you're working on.
Yeah. While catching up on some local news websites, you see several negative posts about your organization that look legitimate. What should you do in this situation? Quit your job. It's unbelievable as it seems. It's in the news, so it must be true. Forward it to your colleagues and ask if they know anything about it. Fact check the accuracy of this information. Repost the information so others can become aware.
Put it on Facebook.
Not kidding.
You sound like my mom. The address for our website begins with HTTPS. Which statement about the site is accurate? You can be sure this is a non-malicious site because it uses HTTPS rather than HTTP. It's not possible to determine if the
No.
site is malicious based only on that.
It's number 2. It's not possible to determine if it's malicious based only on that.
All right.
Okay.
It's secure, but doesn't mean it's not malicious.
Correct.
Yeah.
You received a message from your manager asking you to pick up some gift cards on your way to the office and send her a picture of them because she needs them for an important client meeting. What should you do? Text her back and make sure to purchase the gift cards and send the picture. Ignore the request, it's likely a scammer. Call and verify the request is legitimate.
I would call and verify.
Yeah, I'll verify, but it is a scam.
Right.
Last question. We've already won our 80%, but we're gonna get this one for a bonus.
You get an email from HR discussing some new return to office policies. It looks like something mistakenly attached to a spreadsheet entitled payroll to the message. What should you do? Don't open it, report it as suspicious. Open the attachment as long as the antivirus scan says it's clean. Respond directly to the message and let them know it was a mistake. Check the from address, and if it's legit, sneak a peek at the attachment.
Yeah, don't open and report.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so
there we
official.
go, 100%.
A lot better than we did 2 years ago. We had to take it twice.
We were going quick because we wanted to get done, you know. And it wasn't 2 o'clock, it was like 5. So we were like,
I get that.
Smart figures.
Okay. We're done with that?
I hope so.
Okay. Then, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It is now 2:13 PM and the meeting is adjourned.
bye, Carol. Nice to see you.
Bye. Good to see you all.
Bye.